Have you eaten eggs your whole life? Maybe even enjoying them every single morning? What if I told you that for some people, especially once you've passed that wonderful milestone of 60 years young, eating eggs every single day might actually be working against you? It sounds almost impossible, doesn't it? Eggs have been called nature's perfect food, packed with protein and vitamins. We grew up hearing they were good for us, a simple, affordable source of nutrition. But the truth, like so many things as we age, is a little more complicated. The very habits we've held onto for decades, even ones that seem healthy, can sometimes take a turn and present unexpected challenges to our bodies. Thinking about that favorite breakfast, something you rely on, potentially causing silent trouble can be a bit of a shock. It's a painful reality to consider that something so familiar might need a second look. But understanding these nuances is key to navigating your health journey in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. It's not about completely ditching something you love, but about uncovering the lesser-known facts, the secret, if you will, about how our bodies handle certain foods as we get older. In this video, we're going to peel back the layers on the surprising truth about eggs after 60. We'll look at why that daily omelet or scrambled egg might not be the best choice for everyone. Delve into the reasons behind the shifting advice over the years, and discuss what you really need to consider to make the best choices for your health. You'll discover things about this common food that might just change how you look at your breakfast plate forever. Make sure you watch all the way to the end, because we're going to cover something that will truly surprise you and give you a clearer picture of how to enjoy food while supporting your vitality and well-being in these golden years. So, let's really dive into this. Starting with the big elephant in the room when it comes to eggs: cholesterol. For years, decades really, we were told that the cholesterol in eggs, specifically the yolk, would rocket up the cholesterol levels in our blood, clogging arteries and leading straight to heart problems. It was a simple message: eggs are high in cholesterol. High cholesterol causes heart disease. Therefore, eat fewer eggs. This led to many people religiously limiting their egg intake, sometimes only having them once a week or even less. Or sadly, just eating the whites and throwing away the most nutrient-dense part of the egg. And for a long time, this advice made sense based on the information researchers had. Cholesterol is a fatty substance, and high levels in the blood are indeed a risk factor for heart disease. Eggs are undeniably high in cholesterol. It seemed like an open and shut case. However, science is a constantly evolving picture, isn't it? As researchers learned more about how the human body actually works, especially how it handles dietary cholesterol, the picture started to get much fuzzier. We discovered that for most healthy people, eating foods high in cholesterol doesn't automatically translate to high cholesterol levels in the blood. Why? Because our liver is a remarkably sophisticated organ. When we eat a lot of cholesterol, our liver senses this and produces less cholesterol itself. Conversely, when we don't eat much cholesterol, the liver ramps up its production to make sure our bodies have enough. Cholesterol is vital for many bodily functions, building cell membranes, producing hormones like vitamin D, and aiding digestion. So, for many individuals, the body does a pretty good job of regulating its internal cholesterol balance, almost like a thermostat. The amount of cholesterol you eat from foods like eggs doesn't have a direct, one-to-one correlation with your blood cholesterol levels. This understanding led to a significant shift in dietary guidelines over the past couple of decades. The strict limits on dietary cholesterol began to be relaxed, and eggs started making a comeback as a widely accepted part of a healthy diet for the general population, and for many people over 60 who are generally healthy, active, and eating a balanced diet low in saturated and trans fats. Enjoying eggs in moderation several times a week might be perfectly fine, even beneficial because of all the other good things in them. But, and this is a crucial but for our age group, This doesn't apply to everyone, and the nuance is incredibly important, especially when we're talking about daily consumption. While the body's cholesterol regulation system works well for most, it doesn't work perfectly for all. There are individuals, often with certain genetic predispositions or existing health conditions, whose bodies are more sensitive to dietary cholesterol. For these people, eating cholesterol-rich foods like eggs, particularly on a daily basis, can indeed cause their blood cholesterol levels, especially the bad LDL cholesterol, to rise significantly. We call these folks hyper-responders. It's not a moral failing, it's just how their body chemistry is wired. You can't necessarily know if you're a hyper-responder without testing. Furthermore, as we age, our bodies can become a little less efficient at managing various processes, including cholesterol metabolism. Existing health conditions become more common after 60. Things like heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, and certain liver conditions, if you already have one of these conditions, or if you have multiple risk factors for heart disease like high blood pressure, high triglycerides, or a family history. Then the picture changes again. In these cases, the potential impact of daily dietary cholesterol, even if your body isn't a classic hyper-responder, might be more significant and could contribute to worsening your condition or increasing your risk over time. It's like having a slightly leaky boat. Adding even a little bit more water consistently can eventually become a problem, whereas a perfectly sound boat can handle it just fine. It's also vital to remember that we rarely eat eggs alone. A daily egg often comes nestled alongside bacon, sausages, buttered toast, or fried potatoes, foods that are high in saturated and trans fats. These types of fats have a much more significant and well-established impact on raising blood cholesterol levels, particularly LDL, than dietary cholesterol from eggs does for most people. So, if your daily egg is part of a consistently high-fat breakfast, it's not just the egg we need to worry about, it's the whole package. This is where the danger of daily consumption can sneak in. It's not just the egg, but the pattern it often fits into. A daily egg as part of a balanced breakfast with vegetables and whole grains is very different from a daily egg, alongside processed meats and refined carbohydrates. The potential danger isn't just from the egg itself for many, but from the context of eating it frequently within a less healthy dietary pattern. So, while the broad public health message correctly moved away from demonizing eggs for everyone, it's crucial for individuals over 60 who have a higher prevalence of underlying health conditions and greater individual variability in how their bodies function, to consider their personal situation. A daily egg habit that was perhaps harmless at 30 or 40 might warrant a closer look and potentially adjustment after 60. It's not about fear, but about being informed and making choices that truly support your long-term health goals. And the best way to know how eggs specifically affect your cholesterol and overall health is to talk to your doctor, especially if you have any existing health conditions or concerns about heart health. They can look at your full health profile, your diet as a whole, and even do blood tests to see how your body is responding. Understanding this potential individual variation and the context of your overall diet is the first crucial layer of the truth about eggs after 60, and it's a much more nuanced picture than the simple messages we've heard in the past. It's a reminder that, as we age, listening carefully to our bodies and seeking personalized advice becomes even more important. Now that we've delved into the cholesterol story and why it's still relevant for some of us after 60, let's think about other aspects of daily egg consumption and why moderation might be a wiser approach than a fixed daily habit. It's not just about cholesterol. There are other factors at play in our aging bodies that make a one-size-fits-all daily approach potentially problematic for a segment of the population. Consider the digestive system. For instance, as we age, digestion can become a bit more sluggish for some people. The production of digestive enzymes can decrease, and the gut microbiome, the community of bacteria in our intestines, can change. While eggs are generally considered easy to digest for most, a large portion of protein and fat consumed daily can sometimes put extra strain on the digestive system. Some individuals might experience increased gas, bloating, or discomfort with daily egg consumption, especially if combined with other difficult-to-digest foods. This isn't a universal issue, of course, but it's something to be aware of. Listen to your body. If you notice digestive upset linked to your daily egg habit, it might be a sign that your system prefers them a little less often. Then there's the nutrient balance of your diet. Eggs are incredibly nutrient-dense. No doubt about it. They provide high-quality protein, essential vitamins like B12 and D, and minerals like selenium and choline, which is important for brain health. These are all fantastic things, particularly valuable for older adults who may need to focus on protein intake to maintain muscle mass and ensure adequate vitamin absorption. However, focusing on any single food daily, even a nutritious one, can sometimes inadvertently edge out other important foods from your diet. If your daily egg habit means you're less likely to vary your breakfast or meals with other protein sources like legumes, nuts, seeds, or fish, or miss out on opportunities to incorporate different fruits, vegetables, or whole grains, you might be missing out on the diverse range of nutrients, fiber, and beneficial plant compounds that those other foods offer. Variety is absolutely key to a truly healthy diet at any age, but perhaps even more so after 60, when nutrient absorption can sometimes be less efficient and our bodies benefit from a wide spectrum of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. A daily egg shouldn't be a barrier to enjoying other equally, if not more, important foods throughout the week. It's about the overall pattern, the tapestry of your diet over days and weeks, not just one thread. Another point to consider, though perhaps less about danger and more about optimization, is the quality of the eggs themselves and how they are prepared. The nutritional profile can vary somewhat depending on how the hens were raised and fed, pasture-raised versus conventional. For example, while the impact on cholesterol levels is often debated, the overall nutrient density and beneficial fatty acid profile can be influenced. More importantly, as we touched on before, the way you cook your eggs and what you eat them with makes a massive difference. Frying eggs daily in butter or oil, especially if combined with processed meats high in nitrates and saturated fat, presents a very different health scenario than poaching or boiling eggs and serving them with a side of spinach and whole grain toast. The heat used in frying can also potentially degrade some of the delicate nutrients and even create less healthy compounds. Though this is more of a concern with repeated exposure to very high temperatures and poor quality fats, the context of the meal matters immensely, and a daily habit of less than ideal egg preparation and accompaniment is where the potential downsides amplify significantly, especially for someone over 60 with underlying health considerations. Let's also think about the cumulative effect over time. While one egg today might have a minimal impact, eating an egg every single day for years adds up. If you are someone who is predisposed to higher cholesterol, or whose body is less efficient at clearing cholesterol as you age, or who has other risk factors for cardiovascular disease, this daily consistent intake, even if seemingly small, could contribute to a gradual, silent accumulation of risk. It's not a sudden event, but a slow process. This is why personalized advice from a healthcare professional is so crucial. They can assess your individual risk profile, including genetics, family history, lifestyle, and existing conditions, and help you determine how often eggs fit safely into your diet. What's perfectly fine for your neighbor might not be ideal for you, and vice versa. Relying solely on broad public health messages or what was considered healthy decades ago isn't sufficient as we age and our individual circumstances become more complex and varied. So, moving beyond the cholesterol story, the truth about daily eggs after 60 is more about individual variability, the potential impact on digestion, the importance of dietary variety, the context of your meals, and the cumulative effect over time. It's not about saying eggs are bad. They are fundamentally nutritious. But it is about recognizing that a daily habit might not be the optimal strategy for everyone in this age group. It requires a more thoughtful approach, considering your own unique health picture and how this one food fits into the larger mosaic of your daily eating patterns. It's about making informed choices, perhaps choosing eggs a few times a week alongside a wider variety of other protein sources and nutrient-rich foods. Ensuring your diet is as diverse and supportive of your aging body as possible. This careful consideration is another important layer in understanding the full picture of eggs after 60, and it naturally leads us to thinking about how to make these adjustments and what else matters for our health in these vital years. To sum up what we've been discussing, the idea that eating eggs daily after 60 can be potentially dangerous isn't a straightforward "eggs are bad" message like we might have heard in the past. It's a much more nuanced truth that hinges on individual health, genetics, existing conditions, and the overall dietary context. We've seen that while the body's cholesterol regulation is robust for many, it's not perfect for everyone. And some individuals, especially those with genetic predispositions or existing cardiovascular issues, might see unhealthy increases in blood cholesterol levels with daily egg consumption. We've also talked about how daily protein and fat intake, even from a nutritious source like eggs, can sometimes challenge an aging digestive system for some people. And crucially, we've highlighted the importance of dietary variety. Relying on daily eggs could mean missing out on the diverse nutrients found in other protein sources and plant-based foods that are essential for maintaining health and vitality after 60. The way eggs are prepared and what they are eaten with also plays a huge role. A daily fried egg with processed meat is a world away from a poached egg with vegetables. In terms of overall health impact, it's the cumulative effect of these factors over time that warrants careful consideration. The key takeaway here is not to fear eggs, but to respect their nutritional power, while also understanding that they are just one part of a much larger picture. For many older adults who are healthy and active, enjoying eggs several times a week can be a wonderful addition to the diet. They provide that high-quality protein needed to fight muscle loss, those essential vitamins, and brain-boosting choline. The potential for danger lies in the daily habit for those individuals for whom it might tip the scales in terms of cholesterol sensitivity, digestive tolerance, or limiting dietary diversity. It's about recognizing that as we age, our bodies change, our health profiles become more complex, and what worked perfectly for decades might need a gentle adjustment. It's a reminder that generalized dietary advice needs to be filtered through the lens of our personal health journey. Remember, navigating health after 60 is about empowerment through knowledge. It's about understanding these nuances and making informed choices that align with your specific health goals and needs. Don't let the complexities overwhelm you. Instead, see them as opportunities to fine-tune your approach to eating and living well. Small changes truly can make a big difference to your health and happiness. If you've been eating eggs daily, maybe consider swapping them out a few times a week for a different protein source like Greek yogurt, lentils, a handful of nuts, or fish. See how your body feels. And please, have a conversation with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They are your best resource for personalized advice, taking into account your full medical history, medications, and lifestyle. They can help you understand if your daily egg habit is serving you well, or if a different approach might be better. Understanding the truth about eggs after 60 isn't about restriction. It's about optimization. It's about ensuring that every bite you take is working towards supporting your energy, your muscle strength, your brain function, and your heart health. It's about eating in a way that makes you feel vibrant and strong, ready to enjoy every single day, taking charge of your diet. Learning these subtle truths and making conscious choices is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself right now. It's about embracing the wisdom that comes with age and applying it to how you nourish your body. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. How often do you eat eggs? Were you surprised by any of the points we discussed today? Share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Your insights can help others in our community. If you found this information helpful and empowering, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more people who can benefit from this kind of health information for our age group. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We share practical tips, insights, and truths like this every week to help you live your best life at every age, making informed choices about your food, your activity, and your overall well-being. Don't miss out on future videos that can help you navigate the exciting journey of aging with confidence and vitality. Thank you for watching. And here's to your health and making the most of every wonderful year ahead. Live your best life at every age.